Hi, everybody. Kevin Longquist for On the Pony Express. We continue our Hilltop Visits, and as you can see behind me, the volleyball net is up, and that means that season is about to come upon us here as the Mustangs are getting ready for their season opener in just a little bit. We're joined by third-year head coach Sam Erger. Sam, 48-17 overall in her first two seasons there. Last year was the Bonanza season, 26-7. They won the 2023 American Athletic Conference Championship, the second league title in school history. And they also made it to the second round of the NCAA tournament before they lost to eventual national title winner Texas. This year, they are picked sixth in the first ACC poll. They had a preseason scrimmage at TCU this past Friday in Fort Worth. They opened the season on August 30th against Hawaii in the Hawaiian Airlines Wahine Classic. We should all have such problems traveling to open our season, right? We're also joined by libero grad transfer Ellie Bolton, who comes to SMU via Creighton. Okay, Coach, let's start with this season. For a program that's coming off an NCAA tournament appearance, picked sixth in the ACC league poll, what do you think that said about your work and your staff, what they did in 2023, and the expectations for this season?
Yeah, I mean, the ACC is statistically the toughest conference now with the additions. You can just a formula, you can look that up. We are the toughest conference as it stands right now. Obviously, that's always in flux. But arguably, just in conversation, considered one of the toughest, right? So you've got Pitt, Louisville, Stanford now joining, Georgia Tech, who's been amazing, Florida State won it last year. It is a tough conference. So to be picked where we are at number 6, man, huge testament to just, I think, what we are capable of as a program. I don't think it has really any bearing on what the eventual standings will be, and we really don't care too much about it, but it is flattering to be recognized as a quality team that can do well in a really tough conference.
And it seemed like the momentum that you all took last year made that difference too, kind of helped your reputation. Yeah. But I also think too it was kind of a springboard for this university's athletic department overall. School record 8 conference championships before you move into the ACC.
Huge. That was such a fun year. It was a great year to be a Mustang, and just everybody's winning, right? It's like all we do is win, and so we want to keep that going. And I think that is a part of, amongst many things, what makes us attractive and why we are now in a Power 4 conference. Dallas is such an amazing resource, but we're pretty good, and we compete, and we've got a fan base that wants us to win, and donors and alumni and support and excitement around our athletics programs. We've got people that want to make it happen. So 8 championships, you don't get there without that attitude, which is electric and so fun. And I think that we will be such a good addition to the ACC because of that.
Okay, so let's talk about this year's team. You got 4 returning starters, 7 returning letter winners, and among your leaders is outside hitter Jamison Wheeler from Lake Travis, a first-team All-AAC performer. What's it been like watching her grow in this program?
Yeah, so I'm just really proud of her. So much growth. Went from gained about a foot in her vertical from the time I showed up. That's no small task, and she's just a learner. She is truly exemplifies what it means to be a Mustang volleyball player. Amazing person, amazing learner, hard worker. She's a captain. So that growth, that's what it's all about as a coach, to see that happen over time. And it's just exciting to watch the fruits of our labor and her labor bloom this year in her senior year.
And I wanted to ask you, too, about the new portal additions, 4, including Ellie over here. Similar approach to this first season, kind of like what football and basketball did, going after the portal. I mean, was that a little bit about by design because of this transition going into the ACC, that you wanted to go for experience, you needed to go for experience, or kind of what was the thinking about that?
Sure, a little bit, but like we want to win. And so we're going to go try to get the best players we can. And the portal has great players in it, and we're an attractive choice, sometimes more attractive to the older kids. They know what they want. They're a little easier to recruit, and we offer a great product, amazing academics, awesome location, great place to parlay into a career post-volleyball, whether that be volleyball playing pro or Dallas is an amazing city to get started. So we are very attracted to those kids, and they're very good, and we want them.
Let's talk about the ACC. 5 teams went to the NCAA tournament last year. Pitt was in the Final 4. First ACC home match is actually October 12th against Pitt. Mustang fans, the football team has a bye that weekend, so you know where you need to be. We also know about Stanford's history as well, because they've traditionally been very solid. You mentioned the other programs, Louisville, which was in the regional round of the tournament. This is a challenge. You kind of talked about that a few moments ago, but just when you look at this conference, what's it going to be key to get through this grind? Because it really is going to be a grind.
Yeah, we're going to have to manage our girls' bodies. I think there's some serious maturity in how you spend your time on them, but obviously we want to coach them through that this is tougher. The travel, the grind, the schedule, the opponents, it's tough. So we want to manage that really well, and we'll have a really keen eye to that.
Okay, you also put together a monster non-conference schedule. National finalists Nebraska, they've won the national title. I think it's 5 times, folks. So they come to Moody Coliseum September 3rd. So get your tickets. They're also going to have a sweet drawing here for that too. So you might want to look into that, Mustang fans. You also get Baylor, a program you know very well. Kentucky, the Wildcats were in the NCAA tournament last year. Yep. Baylor has been in the tournament. You obviously know about that. They weren't last year. You might get Purdue depending on how that tournament goes. I would imagine you don't put that kind of schedule together if you don't like your team, or somebody needs to fire the schedule maker.
Hey, we are not going to shy away from good competition. One thing that I really want to make happen here is Dallas for sure can support big time volleyball night in and night out. We are the best metro for juniors volleyball in the country. Everybody recruits out of Dallas. We have a huge volleyball fan base. And so we want to bring big time opponents. We're at the end of the day, we're entertainers. And we are entertaining, we are fun, and we want big volleyball happening here. And I think recruits want that, fans want that, and we're going to lean in. So that's what we're all about.
Okay, so you had an 8-year run at Baylor, strong run there under Ryan McGuire, including that Final Four appearance in 2019. What role do you think he played in your evolution as a head coach? And why did the SMU job attract you a couple years ago?
Okay, first of all, Ryan is the best. He's amazing. Something like 9 national championships or something crazy like that. He's just incredible, taught me everything I know, an amazing mentor, such a good friend. I am not here without him, hands down. He is the GOAT. With that being said, I'm just so thankful that he pushed me and made me believe that I can go, sometimes before I believed in myself, really, that I could go do this. And SMU is very attractive for everything I've already said. Academics, location, commitment to athletics. Like, it's just, there's nothing that you can't get here. So why not? And I think it's kind of fun to build too. And let's build something here. People talk about high level jobs and things like that. I'm like, this is a high level job. This is a high level place. And that's what we should all be about.
Well, and you watched him build Baylor basically from the ground up, because that program was nothing when he got there, and to get them to that level. So you saw that firsthand. And
I saw the blueprint, and I knew the blueprint because of him. No bones about it. And, I've taken some of that and made it my own, but he's just incredible. Like, anybody that could learn from him, if you have that opportunity, you better soak it up. There's a reason he wins everywhere he goes.
All right, Ellie, let's turn it over to you. As we mentioned, you're one of the 4 who came to SMU via the NCAA transfer portal. Simply, what stood out about SMU among the schools that you were choosing from? And you got here in January, by the way.
I did. Yeah, it was actually a pretty quick turnaround just from season ending to going on visits. And I actually canceled 3 visits after I came here just because I was so sold. I do think it's some of it is a feeling. It's an intuition when you're at the place that you're supposed to be. And I did feel that when I was here. But the tangibles were the academics, the high-level volleyball, joining the ACC, obviously their success in the past, and then the coaching staff. I obviously just loved everything that they were about, and I felt like they were going to embrace my personality as a player, and they were going to support me and our team, and I was just really pumped about what this team could be and what they're putting together.
Is there something about coming from a winning program, which you were at with Creighton, obviously that led you, SMU obviously coming off a great season last year. For our viewers, Creighton was in the Sweet 16 last year. They also won the Big East regular season and tournament championship in 2023. So being a part of that and then seeing what SMU did, to what extent does that mean something to you? Because it's kind of like good begets good, something like that.
Right. I think everyone loves to win. I think the best competitors want to win and they want to be a part of something like that. And I think, Creighton was a very winning program. Very thankful for my time there. But I was so stoked about what SMU, what I could provide and what they could provide for me and what we could do. Like, I believed the coaches when they said they were on a mission. And I think the girls, and you can see that everyone's behind that, and I wanted to be a part of that. I was like jealous and wanted to be a part of that go get 'em mentality, and they provided that for sure.
You were coming off a solid 2023 season at Creighton, career best in digs. Was it simply experience, or what do you think clicked for you last year?
I definitely dove into the mental side of things more. I was really focused on meditating and how I was preparing for every single game and training, and I do think a lot of that is maturity, though. I played starting role as a freshman and continue that throughout my career. But I don't think that I really hit my full potential once I hit my senior year. And I think a lot of that is just maturity.
And how do you hope that will translate to this program in your one shot here, your 1 year? So.
Yeah, I think a lot of the grad transfers have talked about that, how our experience, we all come from different conferences and different levels to a certain extent, but all really high level programs. And like the SMU volleyball team is a very high level program, but we think that our maturity and maybe our experiences in tough situations against opponents like Nebraska and some of those other teams that we've seen in different conferences can really help maybe bring some peace or ease to our other teammates who maybe haven't played some of those teams.
Yeah, and you've played against Nebraska the last 2 years at Creighton, so you kind of know. So this is what to expect on September 3rd.
Yeah,
that sort
they're
of
pretty good.
Okay, yeah, they're kind of good. Final question for you, ladies. So fill in the blank. This season will be a success if, and I'll start with you, Coach.
We talk a lot about adding value, so that's really easy. We try to stay away from the big goals. We're going to call those dreams, and those dreams are healthy and they're good, and we're all about that. But really, we just want to lay our head on the pillow every night and say that we added value. So if we add value to the conference, if we add value each day in all of our personal interactions, if we add value to the fan base and they enjoy coming out and bringing their kids and whatnot, then that to me is a real success.
Okay, and then for you, Ellie.
I think, last game of the season, wherever that lands us, if you don't want to take your jersey off, we always talk about that. Someone said that to me, and that just makes so much sense to me. If the season's over and you don't take your jersey off, it just means that you poured your heart into that year and that season and that program, and you just want to soak it all up. And I think that would really count as a success.
All right. Don't forget, the Mustangs will open their season on August 30th out in Hawaii. I was not invited to come to that match, but that's okay. And then the big one on September 3rd against Nebraska. So for Ellie Bolton and for Sam Erger, I'm Kevin Longquist. Thank you for joining us here on the Pony Express Hilltop Visits. We will see you next time.